What is up? Keep pounding, nation. We're back with another video today, and this one is a special edition because Rivera has been fired. Now, for some people, that's going to make some people happy, and for others, it's going to be very, very upsetting. And I want to say, for the majority that are upset, we will find a coach that will fit this franchise well and lead to productivity, lead to a disciplined team, and lead to success in the future. Now, I warned Ron several times on the official Facebook page that this was going to happen, that Tepper was going to start cleaning house. And here we go. Here we go, folks. You know, and I even offered suggestions in 17 and 18 of how he could possibly keep his job. But, you know, it's not my fault he didn't listen to the fan base. It's not my fault he didn't listen to his assistants or anybody else that may have turned this ship back around. You know, it's on him. You know, he knows he cost himself this job. He didn't care anymore. He legit did not care anymore. And his Monday presser was probably the straw that broke the camel's back. And I'm going to tell you something. This is a good thing for rebuilding this franchise. It was time. It was just time. And you know, now we start to see growth in rebuilding. Because of the damage he's done, we start reversing that damage of the last 4 years. Norv Turner is an assistant head coach right now. He got demoted. I support this decision to keep him on the staff, but not to get rid of him just yet. I think that was a wise move because of the fact that you still have a head coaching mind on this team, and he will be able to advise our new interim head coach on how to run the team. I support this until the end of the season. After that, we'll see what happens. I think our next step and priority is going to be scouting the correct players that can properly help our team. And that starts with offensive linemen. That starts with defensive end, linebacker, a quarterback in 2021, I believe, would be a good move. I'm still thinking Trevor from Clemson, but if anyone has any better suggestions, please do drop them in the comments below. You know, considerations are open. My thought process is that we need to be open to all suggestions, you know, open-minded. Whatever best helps our team is what we want from here on. And that's why I suggested ETN as well, because we need to cut down on Christian McCaffrey's carries and his productivity. Otherwise, we're going to get him killed out there on the field. So I fully support my suggestion of the Cam Newton trade. Other people might disagree, and that's fine. You know, some people consider my ideas loony. You won't be the first ones to say that to me. Not at all. I've been suggesting stuff on the official Facebook page for at least 6 or 7 years now, and people thought I was nutty. And a lot of those suggestions were very, very good ones that would have helped us, but we didn't go for them, so they hurt us instead. So, you know, it's up to the management what they decide to do. They're running the team, not me. They're running the scout team, not me. So, again, these are just suggestions. You don't have to take them. But I would highly suggest you do. Because this would absolutely help our team going forward into the future. As far as rebuilding and depth. I don't expect us to climb back out of this in 2020. Maybe not even in 2021. But by 2022, I expect us to at least have a decent 53-man roster that we could work with. And we can at least get 9 or 10 wins from. Back to where we ought to be, just from starting basis to try to play for the division. My thought process is that Norv does still add a good chunk of knowledge to this staff, and I have no problem with that. As long as he doesn't touch the offense, then I think we're okay. As I suggested earlier, I think Mike McCarthy, Josh McDaniels, and possibly Harbaugh would be excellent suggestions as far as replacements. All three of them understand depth. They understand how to build from the line up. They understand that you have to be tough on these players, but you have to also show them love, which is what we do in Carolina. That's who we are. So I think, I'm not exactly sure what got Mike McCarthy fired from the Packers, but I can guarantee you while he was there, they had depth on the offensive line and on the defensive line for a good chunk of those years that he was there. And that's why they stayed successful. They built their weapons around that. And, of course, Rodgers as well. So, even with an average line like the Packers had in the past 4 or 5 years, they were still able to do a lot of damage with Aaron Rodgers behind center. And, of course, the pass rushing got better and better with the draft classes, but that's still going to be a thing. Even in 2020 and 2021, that's still going to be a thing, so you have to adjust for that. But the main key here is depth. We have to find a solid 11-man offensive crew, 11-man defensive crew, and then build around it. Build depth. And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be an easy rebuilding process, I can guarantee you that. If we have to tank in 2020 to do it, so be it. This is what it takes. We cannot just be in win now mode for 1 year and that's it. What do you do after that year? Anybody get an answer to that question? Because I don't. This is why it takes depth to start winning divisions and start winning championships. What do you think we had in 13, 14, 15? We had depth. That's why we got as far as we did. You can thank Gettleman for that. You can thank Ron when he was actually competent and able to do his job properly and had the heart and discipline to run this team properly during that time. But do you see that fire in this team now? No. No. Last 4 years, it's gone. I mean, we're looking at a 6-10 team. We're looking at a 7-9 team, and now we're looking at a 5-10 team. So, where do we go from here? We start rebuilding from the ground up. Start with the line. Always, always, always start with the lines. I don't care what other positions are available, start with the lines. That's where it begins. If you don't start with the lines, you're doomed to fail already. So that's my advice to our interim coach when he's beginning his scouting. And I'd like to see where he goes from here and what he decides to do. And then we'll go from there. But as for right now, I'm very pleased with the decision of David Tepper. And I think this is a great move going forward. Norv Turner, you are on notice. Earn your right to stay on this team. Prove that you deserve to be here past 2019. And Tepper will show mercy. But for right now, you are very lucky to have escaped the purge after what you've been doing the past 4 years. Up in Minnesota and now down here. You're very lucky that you still have a job here. So, show your worth. Or start packing your bags. Because one way or another, we are going to rebuild this team and we are going to find success in 2021 and 2022. Mark my words on that. If we find the right coach and the right staff that knows what they're doing. If we don't, retool again. Retool as many times as it takes. I don't care. Long-term success of this team relies on finding the correct coach, so I would hope that we get it right the first time. And maybe Trevor Scott is the right man. I think that was his name, correct? Am I right on that? If I'm wrong, put it in the comments below what the actual name was. But I think I am right. But if he's not the right man to lead this team going forward, what are your suggestions on who should lead us? Throw them down below if you don't agree with my suggestions. You know, I'm open to them. I'm listening. And I'll tell you if I agree or not. I also want to make one final announcement for this channel. Number one, I ended up having to block somebody for trolling, unfortunately, on our channel comments. And, you know, I hate to do that. I really don't like doing it. So please, please be respectful in the comments below. You know, if you're from a different team, please show some respect and show some restraint. You know, if you're just saying, oh, well, congrats on your victory, or, you know, you guys know what to do. You guys know how to handle yourselves. You know, like, come on. It's not rocket science. Like, if you show me respect on this channel, I'll show you respect in return. I've done it a handful of times with comments down below. You've seen it. Where I've replied to these people in kind, with respect, and I say, good luck to you on your season. Congrats on your win. You know, it's not that hard. So, please, in the future, if you're from a different team, please be respectful. That's all I ask. And don't leave comments from 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe even 5 or 6, saying, oh, well, you're still mad about such and such a game. I won't say which one. Y'all already know which one. Fill in the blank. But, you know, I consider that trolling. It's been a month, bro. It's been a month. Let it go. We're playing the Falcons this week. Not your team anymore. Grow up. Alright. That's all I'm going to say. I hope you all have a great day. And keep pounding. This team's going to find a brighter future here. I believe it. Keep pounding.